What's up, everybody? Courtney here with Parents for Change. Just got off the phone with the North Carolina State Auditor. Sorry I look a hot mess, but I really wanted to do this video when everything fresh on my mind. I explained to the State Auditor that I wrote Mr. Fisher asking where this money had gone. I explained to her how I got the numbers for Cleveland County, what they're charging just for technology fees alone. And I also explained to her that the email is there, that I'll send her a copy of it. That, I was told that I would get a response after Memorial Day weekend. We're now 6 weeks out. I still haven't got a response. I feel like, that's just disrespectful. 2, I also asked her, how can we charge any fees at all when most of these children are on food stamps or Medicaid? And some of these schools are Title I schools. And there's no textbooks anymore, so everything that the child needs to learn is on that computer and on the internet. So why are our kids having to pay to have access to that at all? They should be allowed to bring it home, do whatever. If they don't want them bringing it home, then the teachers need to be made to print this stuff off. Point blank, in a discussion. Back in the day, I remember teachers getting to school at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning and printing packets. So if they did it back then, it can be done now. Like I explained to her, I want answers as to where all this money's going, why they're allowed to charge so much money. For $7 to a $9 charger, they're charging $20. For a Chromebook that can be bought for $45, they're charging $200. This is extortion. And we already pay a lot in taxes. We have the North Carolina Education Lottery. I could understand if this technology fee was to do something extracurricular or to have an extra or something. But legitimately, the whole curriculum is on that computer. So how can you not pay the payment? You know what I mean? How could one not need the computer to learn? It's public education. There's no books. So the whole curriculum is on that computer. The teachers aren't going to print it off for them. Not unless it's written in an IEP. Trust me. So, folks, y'all need to wake up. This is... Just in Cleveland County alone, we're talking, like I said, and if you've watched my previous videos, we're talking $300,000 just in technology fees. Not including what they're overcharging for chargers and Chromebooks. And now keep in mind, we also pay Stephen Fisher $209,000 a year to be our superintendent. So I would expect transparency to be at the highest. He makes the most. Look at our surrounding counties. Look at South Carolina. Look what superintendents make, and then look what he makes. Knowledge is power, folks, and we try to teach ourselves that, knowing and asking those hard questions. And, at the end of the day, that's what we have to get back to. We want change in this country, but how are we going to get change if we can't even get the answers that we want in our own counties? I mean, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. If anybody in a position of power wants an answer from a taxpayer, we have a limited amount of time to answer that. If not, there's fines and repercussions, okay? That's just the way it is. So if they can fine us, if there's repercussions for us not doing whatever is asked from, whether it be DMV, whether it be the schools, whether it be whatever, tax office, if we don't answer them in a timely manner, if we don't pay something in a timely manner, there's repercussions to that. So I legitimately wrote... Burns Middle was the first place that I wrote, was the principal over 6 weeks ago, before Memorial Day weekend. She had the email 2 days prior to Stephen Fisher getting it, and he wrote me back stating that he would give me an answer after Memorial Day weekend, and he's yet to do so. I just find that not okay. And, a lot of people say, well, go to a board meeting, Well, it's hard to go to a board meeting when you know what the vote's already going to be. You already know who's going to vote what. It's pointless. We're not going to get any answers because it's crooked. And that's just plain and simple. Even the sitting board members will tell you it's crooked. There's 3 to their 6. They don't have enough to get things done. And at the end of the day, I just really think when things like this happen, I don't think that it should land on a board. I think that the public, if the public wants answers, then they need to be answered. I don't think that it lies at a gavel. I don't think it lies at one person. You're talking a lot of money here, and where it's being used. And we have, like I said, we have kids with IEPs that have, learning disabilities that need certain tools, equipment, and the county tells the parents that they can't afford to buy it. So I'm just really confused here. We got a superintendent that makes $209,000 a year. We have people that just got come on. Like, certain behaviors that are happening that wouldn't be okay for a teacher to express. We just have a lot of things going on, and when you have this much money involved, and when you can't get an answer to where it's going, that's sad. It's really sad, because if they wanted to know where our money was going, if the IRS wanted to know where our money was going, oh, by George, don't you think we'd have to answer? I don't know, guys and gals. I just really am really passionate about it. We have a lot of families out here struggling to make ends meet, as it is, okay? Rent's higher than it ever is. Power's higher than it ever was. Everything is expensive. A thing of grapes is $9, okay? So, with that being said, every penny counts. And to allow people in positions of power to overtake that and not have to answer to where it's at is not okay with me. We got too many people out here struggling to make ends meet, working 14, 15-hour days, working 2 and 3 jobs to try to get the bills paid. All the while, we're, forking money out for things that we can't get answers to where it's at. And $20 is small when you break it down into each individual, household. But then you got to multiply that by how many kids that are actually enrolled in Cleveland County schools. And that's anywhere between 14,000 and 16,300 and some odd numbers. I've found 2, so it's anywhere between 14,000 to 16,000, and it's an odd number that I found was one of them. So, guys, at the end of the day, come on, that's a lot of money, and we could do it. The betterment to our schools, for this, for these kids to be able to learn, to know how to manage their taxes, be able to, be able to live successful. We're lacking on so many avenues for these kids that are graduating, and so many more things can be done if the money was, I think, if the money was allocated correctly. But anyway, just please, guys, keep sharing, and subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. I hope everybody has an amazing week. And remember, you matter no matter what. Don't give up. Peace out.